Hera, the vengeful Queen of Olympus. The Golden Throne. If Zeus represents the raw, untamed power of the sky, his wife Hera represents the structure of society itself. She is the queen of the gods, the protector of women, and the goddess of marriage and childbirth. She sits on a golden throne beside Zeus, holding a pomegranate in one hand, a symbol of fertility, and a scepter topped with a cuckoo bird in the other. But her crown is heavy. To be the wife of Zeus is to endure eternal humiliation. Hera was one of the original Titan's children, swallowed by Cronus, just like her siblings. When she emerged, her beauty was said to be breathtaking, second only to Aphrodite. Zeus pursued her relentlessly. He courted her not as a king, but in disguise as a wounded cuckoo bird during a storm. Hera, pitying the creature, held it to her breast to keep it warm. At that moment, Zeus revealed his true form. Their wedding was the most magnificent event the universe had ever seen. But the happily ever after did not last. Zeus was incapable of fidelity. He chased nymphs, mortals, and other goddesses with abandon. For Hera, this was not just a personal heartbreak, it was a cosmic insult. She was the goddess of marriage. Every time Zeus cheated, he was mocking the very essence of her existence. Unable to punish the king of gods directly, Hera turned her wrath towards the only targets she could reach, Zeus's illegitimate children, and her vengeance was never simple. It was creative, cruel, and absolute. The 100 Eyes of Argus. One of the most famous tales of Hera's jealousy involves a priestess named Io. Zeus fell in love with Io, and to hide her from his wife, transformed the girl into a snow-white cow. Hera was not fooled. She descended from Olympus, admired the beautiful cow, and sweetly asked Zeus to give it to her as a gift. Zeus, trapped by his own lie, had no choice but to agree. Hera didn't kill Io. She did something worse. She tethered the cow to an olive tree and assigned a guardian to watch over her, Argus Panoptus, a giant with 100 eyes covering his body. When Argus slept, he only closed a few eyes at a time. The rest remained wide open. Escape was impossible. Zeus eventually sent Hermes to kill Argus and free Io. But Hera honored her fallen servant in a way that we still see today. She took the 100 eyes of the giant and placed them onto the tail feathers of her favorite bird, the peacock. As for Io, Hera wasn't finished. She sent a gadfly, a stinging insect, to chase the cow relentlessly across the world. Io was forced to run without rest, maddened by the stinging pain, crossing continents, until she finally found peace in Egypt. It was a brutal message. No one touches what belongs to the queen.
The enemy of Heracles. But of all Zeus's illegitimate children, none suffered Hera's hatred more than Heracles, or Hercules. His very name means glory of Hera, an ironic title given in a failed attempt to appease her. It didn't work. When Heracles was just a baby lying in his crib, Hera sent 2 venomous snakes to kill him. The infant Heracles, already possessing godlike strength, strangled the serpents with his bare hands. Hera realized then that she could not kill him easily. She would have to break him. She waited until Heracles was a grown man, happily married with children. Then she struck. She didn't use a weapon. She used her mind. Hera cast a spell of madness upon the hero. In a blind, hallucinated rage, Heracles believed his own family were enemies and slaughtered his wife and children. When the madness lifted, Heracles was devastated. To atone for this horrific sin, he was forced to undertake the famous 12 labors. Throughout these labors, Hera was there at every turn, making the tasks harder. When he fought the Hydra, she sent a giant crab to bite his heels. When he fought the Amazons, she spread rumors to incite a war. Heracles became the greatest hero in Greek history, not in spite of Hera, but because of her. Her hatred was the fire that forged his legend. The Judgment of Paris. Hera's pride was as fragile as it was dangerous. It was this pride that ultimately led to the destruction of the greatest city of the ancient world, Troy. It began with a golden apple inscribed with the words, "To the fairest." 3 goddesses claimed it: Aphrodite, Athena, and Hera. They asked a mortal prince named Paris to judge who was the most beautiful. Each goddess offered a bribe. Athena offered wisdom and skill in battle. Aphrodite offered the love of the most beautiful woman in the world. Hera, the queen, offered power. She promised to make Paris the king of all Europe and Asia. Paris, young and foolish, chose love, and he gave the apple to Aphrodite. Hera was furious. She had been rejected by a mortal shepherd. Her vengeance shifted from a single person to an entire nation. During the Trojan War, Hera was the fiercest supporter of the Greek army. She manipulated Zeus, interfered in battles, and did everything in her power to ensure that the walls of Troy would fall and burn. In the end, Hera stands as a complex figure. She is often painted as the villain, the wicked stepmother of mythology. But she is also a victim of circumstances, trapped in a marriage she cannot leave, defending her dignity in a world ruled by men. She is majestic, loyal, and terrifying. She reminds us that love and hate are often 2 sides of the same golden coin.